Hello, beautiful, light-filled souls. My name is Trisha Barker. I thought about writing this story down, but I decided I would just tell it. And I would love to hear your comments about your encounters with angels, either through an out-of-body experience or in life. I This story happened actually before my near-death experience, and there are stories about angels that have appeared in human form, and I think that I may have encountered a couple when I was 18. And this was an important moment because I was beginning to feel disconnected from religion because of the family that I had grown up in, and I didn't see that religion did any good for their lives. In fact, I thought it was more of a detriment because they stayed together and they really should have gotten divorced because they were very unhappy, and that energy just didn't feel good to me. It was painful to hear them call each other names and live in this environment where there wasn't love, but they were nearing divorce when I was 18. I think they were staying together for me, and I had a boyfriend at the time who was an atheist, and we were walking around downtown Dallas, and we went to the JFK Memorial, and he had bought me breakfast and a gift, and then we both ran out of money, and I felt so sad that my parents had forgotten to give me anything for my birthday. They were so consumed with their unhappiness. And I said it out loud. I was like, oh, this is so sad. This is my birthday, and you have to go back home, and I can't even take us out to lunch. I can't believe that my parents forgot my birthday. And then we saw down the road from the JFK Museum these two guys walking, and they looked like they were from a different time period, and they looked homeless. But homeless from a different century. I thought maybe they were in a theater production because they were dressed a bit different and they seemed to have these rosy cheeks. They looked like something out of a Dickens novel. Well, they walked straight towards the two of us, and one of them pulled out this wallet full of cash and handed me a $20 bill and said, "Happy birthday," and then walked on. And they were way too far away from us to have heard my conversation or read my lips, and I was stunned. Since he was an atheist and, you know, very close to anything spiritual, he was just freaked out. In that moment, my boyfriend was like, "Whoa, that was weird. I don't know what to make of that. I don't really want to talk about it," but it was a strange moment. And my mind opened a little. I thought maybe that was a supernatural event because it felt supernatural. But then I thought maybe they were from a theater company, maybe they were doing an experiment and they were gauging people's reaction to giving money instead of asking for money, even though they were dressed up somewhat like homeless people. But then it occurred to me that they could be angels. Whatever the case, that moment was this moment in time that opened my mind just a little bit to the mystical and the magical moments of life. And so a few years later, when I had my near death experience and I encountered these healing, amazing angels outside of my body who were assisting the physicians in my healing, I didn't connect them to the two men who walked up toward me because they were in human form. But many years later, when I heard people talking about their experiences with angels, I think it is possible for angels to show up in human form and also in this powerful form that I experienced during my near death experience, this form where they could communicate telepathically and connect with me in a different way. So I would love to hear your stories of moments where you feel that you have had divine communication from the angelic realm, or moments when you have encountered someone who perhaps was working as an angel, or maybe an angel was working through them. That particular moment just stands out in my mind because they didn't fit their surroundings. I mean, they looked human, but they certainly looked different. And that's, I think, what affected the two of us. And I very much needed that money just to have a better day and to have a little more faith. And life certainly did turn around in beautiful ways. And I got accepted to a good college, and my parents did get divorced, and it was probably better for them, but I got to come home and say, hey, homeless people are giving me money. Maybe you ought to remember my birthday. And so we all laughed, and it was a funny moment. But anyway, I believe that those may have been angels in human form. So send me your stories.